So I've decided to be very proactive in my own healing here, and I'm going to get down to business. But I'm in a little bit of trauma right now because I'm creating a whole new website, email, everything for a character I'm creating, but it's me. It's going to be my actual experiences. There won't be anything about it that's but I want to remain anonymous as much as possible, but I want to educate people. Anyway, so I already did a bunch of artwork today, being very positive, was out in my little garden. It's storming outside right now. I've been very, very proactive. I got a bunch of my art put in, like, check this out. I decided that I'm going to start doing lists everywhere I go and all kinds of, hold on, I'll get back to that. Sorry, I think there's something in my nose. I'm editing video right now. It's going to be one of the first videos that goes up on the YouTube channel for Head Injury Jane. And it's actual video I shot on Monday. I shot a video on Saturday. That was immediately following the incident because I wanted to make sure my last will and testament, my last wishes were captured. I was so gravely, I knew I was so seriously injured that I was in, that I was really in trouble. And so I was doing this really angry video too. I was really angry at Anthony at the time about not dialing 911. I was very, very angry for a while. And but I'm now editing the first two segments. I actually somehow caused it to stop. I don't know what the hell I did. I mean, obviously I touched something, but then I had to put video 6 and video 7 together to finish what I was trying to say there. And right now I've added some spots of dialogue. No, I haven't. I can't add time. Let's see. I'm at 11 minutes and 22 seconds on the first video that I'm going to put up on Head Injury Jane. Yeah, God. Head Injury Jane. Yeah. God, I was just questioning if that was the actual name. Welcome to Head Injury Jane. Yeah, this video is going to go in at the end once I get all these videos in and bring everyone up to date. So what I'm going to do, because I kept a video blog, is I'm going to upload every video that is pertinent to my experiences, and I'm just going to share and hopefully educate. Because now I'm experiencing some really terrible things that, well, my short-term memory is extraordinarily compromised. My spelling is extraordinarily compromised. The hearing is compromised because of the constant never-ending ringing. But anyway, this head injury, so I knew at the time the head injury was very serious. And so I'm watching a segment, like I said, 11 minutes and 22 seconds, that I'm admitting I'm just absolutely horrified right now. I forgot about this. I did. Of course I did. Fucking head injury. Oh, I just hate knowing this fact, but here I go. Sorry about the language. I'm telling you, it's very disturbing to me. But I do remember after watching this video, all kinds of stuff like this, how I was cognitively shut down. When I got out of the shower after I did this collapse and I came out, I was talking to Anthony, but what I was saying was not what I thought I was saying. In other words, that's the head injury. That's the classic head injury, thing. And just seeing that, like I remember that now. I remember I was looking at him, and I was, in this after I came out of the collapse. I should have been at the hospital. I should have been being treated. I went to the hospital a few days later, as you well know by now, on a Wednesday, and was not appropriately treated, and that breaks my heart right now. Not one x-ray, an MRI. I lost consciousness twice, basically. And seeing that, and it's no wonder I still have phantom pains. And I mean, the things I'm experiencing now are off the charts. Thursday, I can remember that because that's the day I had reservations with a friend to go to a very nice restaurant, and headiness started occurring. And let me get something to drink. It's just right here around the corner. drinking some seltzer water, 0 calories. Yay! So, what's happening to me? I'm just cognitively off the charts. Uh, anyway, the headiness, that's where I was on Thursday. Headiness. Let me tell you, the headiness was very bad on Thursday. It literally was like, I think now I understand why I panicked the last few times this happened, but this on Thursday was very, very bad. The heading, I call it headiness. And I started calling it, it'll be in these videos that I'm uploading. I haven't got to them yet, but I've been using that terminology for quite some time. And, hold on one second. I'm actually in pain right now from the whiplash injury. When I work in my garden, which I work quite a bit in my garden, today, obviously I have to take the day off. I'm in pain. Yesterday I was working in my garden pulling weeds, and I try to do that every day. Matter of fact, did it on the day. Oh my gosh, I hope that's not going to be the case. That would be a terrible correlation. Just any type of pushing oneself and then experiencing headiness. But it was like right after I had the concussion, not like immediately like that day or the next. Yeah, actually kind of like the next day and the day after that though. Like where I'm not in fear, like I just hit my head. But I get so confused and it's like ringing like in my head, and the cognitive, it's like I'm in a fog or something. Like I'm way deep inside of something and I have no cognitive skills. And I'm very confused. And it's very alarming. And one of the things that's alarming me about it, and I think I've stated this, is that I'm afraid that I'm going to go into one of those states and I'm not going to come out. But that's going to be my new normal. I mean, as it is, on a daily basis, I'm cognitively impaired. I'm changed. These glasses. I'm cognitively changed. Spelling is, so what I'm doing is I'm doing all these things to try and police myself. But my injury currently is shocking. The headiness that I experienced on Thursday, beyond terrifying. And I do not feel I'm getting proper responses from my doctors for what I'm experiencing. And that's why I'm going to do this. Because I'm telling you firsthand, I know how absolutely terrifying it is when you go inside that headiness and people don't seem to be getting how messed up that actually is. I mean, you have to sit down, you can't do anything, and there's no relief from it. It's terrifying. And I keep thinking I'm dying. And then when I'm out of the worst part of thinking that I'm dying, I'm still so cognitively impaired. I'm like, the ear ringing and the dizziness can heighten together and be involved in the headiness, which is a thick cognitive impairment. And then of course, if it's happening, I don't want to say when. I don't want to keep using language and feed it. I'm going to try to control even when it happens. But I'm fucking dizzy every time I turn around. I'm dizzy right now. So I guess from just talking. I'm sitting here like kind of slightly spinning. The ears never stop ringing. But when I go into this headiness and I'm having all these experiences with the ears and the dizziness, and then just this kind of, for no reason, all this kind of crazy stuff starts happening for no reason. And the doctors are too damned calm about what I'm experiencing. Number one, either A, they think I'm exaggerating, or B, they do not get. I'm in fucking full crisis mode, terrified. I mean, what I'm experiencing is not cool. It is terrifying. It is not normal. It's new. I call it my new mind as it is. I want to get this taken care of. I want to get on this. I want to know what's going on. And I think everyone is just behaving far too casual. Except for me, and then I apparently look like I might be insane, but I'm trying to express to people that this is not my normal. If you feel like you drop 50 IQ points, it's not normal. And then I just stay in that fog for it could be, I guess when the real headiness comes on, it's at least a few hours. When the actual headiness, where I go into that. And it happens quite a few times a week. So far it has. Since it started, which has been the last couple of weeks. I'm terrified right now, and it's not being. I am writing about it. I'm trying to impress upon my care providers that I'm terrified. I haven't even had an MRI yet. This is to me urgent. My symptoms warrant an MRI now. I mean, something's got to be done. And it should be, I think it should be a contrasting dye. I mean, we need to see vascular and muscular, and if there's anything, I mean, something's fucking going on. We need to get to the bottom of it. And I'm really frustrated right now, very much so. Well, I didn't. Okay, here's the thing. I've got to end this right now, and I'll tell you why. I'm supposed to be technically on vacation from experiencing my head injury and experiencing frustration when I do, whatever. So I just I wanted to come on because as I'm editing now, I'm doing Head Injury Jane. I've been very proactive. I'm upset about knowing that when I was trying to express what I wanted and it wasn't coming out, it was just jarbled. Anthony said it was just jarbled. I should have then I should 911 should have been called in. I was my first responder, and it hurts me to see that level of trauma to myself, and to know that I wasn't properly cared for by the ER doctor after I saw him too. I mean, it was awful. Thank God I kept my records. Well, he didn't do anything. He like had me stand up and walk around. And I think he did like the most basic of neurology. And I'm like talking about, this was 5 days in, and the 5th day in, it started sounding like bells going off in my head, and it was awful. It was traumatizing, and I thought I was dying. And this is the headiness, and that's what I experienced on Thursday, really bad. And I panicked, and I contacted my doctor and the therapist, and I freaked out the day before because of an email that I sent the doctor, that the first sentence was absolutely just ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And I bawled. I was bawling and calling, and then the woman that I spoke to named Mary she took down all my information, but she didn't input it into any database because she wanted to make sure I wasn't suicidal, which was cool. I wasn't, but I knew she's doing her job. But then why wasn't, she said call back the next day, and the woman that I spoke to was like, we don't know anybody named Mary, and, what's your date of birth in this, and went into the books, whatever, and didn't see me at all anywhere else. Like, so, but I was bawling. The sentence was, I'll get the sentence when I'm doing this when I edit and as I put it together. Cause now what I'm doing is, it's 13 minutes. I don't want to, what I'm doing is I'm trying to give myself a break from my symptoms and reaction to my symptoms in an attempt to control this whole thing. This is why I'm starting Head Injury Jane. It's forcing me to focus and do work. And it's with a purpose or with a cause, which is extraordinarily important to me. So you're going to see me be by this point, you would have seen me be very vulnerable if I put sorry, I can't even hardly speak. Sometimes it feels like I have a thick tongue. You will see me be very vulnerable if I upload some of the stuff where I'm bawling and crying about the fear of the memory loss. And I do have quite a few. And it's I will manage to watch them and get through. There's just so many I'm going to upload all of them. But anyway, I'm taking a vacation from them right now because I don't want to panic. So that's why I have to end this video, and I can't keep continuing to talk about how I'm being affected today because it does bother me a little bit. So on that note, I'm going to end this video and get back to work on the rest because I got a lot of videos to upload. It's a lot of work. Okay. So far, I hope that I've been informative or I've helped in some way. Take care.